Hey, it's Curly, and welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters Expert 2006, or I think it's World Championships 2006. A game that we played so long ago, I don't even remember how long ago it was, but it was a very long time ago. Because I remember it was when I was in Florida. It was part of the dreaded Florida arc, and I was doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Month, which is really fun. Which was something that I just did one time and, you know, never did ever again. For no real reason other than just, like, I guess, mainly just because I fell out of Yu-Gi-Oh! Basically after that year-ish, but anyways, more on that later. But I played a bunch of games, and this was one of them. And I did a couple of other things, like top 10, stuff that I just, you know, regularly don't do. He's gonna activate Heavy Storm here, and I don't know if I care enough. I guess let's keep the Sakuretsu. I should probably keep this Magic Jammer for something else, but we're going to go ahead and just use the Magic Jammer here. Or I should use, yeah, I should use the Magic Jammer for something. I thought I said Sakuretsu. Anyways, yeah. So we played this for Yu-Gi-Oh! Month, and, you know, just a month of just playing random Yu-Gi-Oh! Games and, top 10s and a bunch of random videos, and then I never came back to finish this ever again. I think the plan was originally to keep playing the game even after that, just to, you know, finish it out, because I've somewhat accidentally, I guess, have taken up the role of playing every single Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, at least the handheld ones, for the most part. Maybe the console ones too. And trying to complete them. So far we've done Eternal Duelist Soul, we've done Stairway to the Destined Duel, we've done Sacred Cards, which I kind of want to go back and record the ending for again, because I remember the last parts were really, the audio got all fucked up, which was really disappointing because I had a lot of fun recording that stuff. But we also did Refresh of Destruction. We managed to do that hot mess. We also did 7 Trials to Glory, right? We, like, super completed both of those games. By that I mean, like, we got all of the duelists, pretty much all of the cards, like, we went ham on those games. And there's a lot of these other Yu-Gi-Oh! Games that I've been wanting to play. In that same vein, to complete it, to completion, more or less. And, well, I forgot that I already played this. I had already started playing this, and I was like, oh yeah, I should probably get back to this. So I'm picking up literally where I left off last time, which is crazy, because I had watched the video just to sort of get a handle of what was the vibe and what I was, you know, talking about, what was my headspace back then when that last went up. And I was talking about a Smash Direct that just happened where they revealed Squad Strike, which is insane because, you know, that was such a long time ago. I just marvel sometimes when I watch these older videos to, like, get some context, or just because I feel like watching them. And some of the things that are, like, going on or that I say at the time, I'm just like, wow. That was so long ago. But either way, I built this sort of Maju Garrett deck. Not Grin Maju, the, like, remove thing, but, like, the you tribute. Oh, I didn't know. I might have forgotten you could do that. That's cool. You tribute a monster and it gets its attack points, or double its attack points actually for the level 6, and then the level 7 actually ends up getting the combined of both of your tribute monsters, which is, you know, fine. I don't like that one as much. But that's basically the theme of this deck, is to just get these giant hankin' chonker of a monsters out on the board and just beat the crap out of my opponent. Which is super ironic because we're playing against Goblin Coach or Goblin King, one of those two. Yeah, Goblin King. And that's exactly what their deck is. It's just using, like, the Goblin Coach and, like, the Goblin Elite Force, all that stuff that has, like, really high attack but goes into the defense mode, using that. So we're basically using the same deck, except mine is better because I draw into all spells and trap cards on the first turn. So obviously mine is vastly superior. We're just gonna set Magic Jammer, activate Pot of Greed, draw 2. Okay, we got a monster. let's throw out this here just for the sake of it being there. And let's go ahead and activate reinforcements of the army to grab Zombra. I just like Zombra because I can actually attack with him without him having to go into defense mode. I arguably could have done that first, but Goblin Attack Force has more attack power, so we'll just go ahead and end our turn on that. But yeah, I think I was originally just trying to try out different decks, and I've been trying to do that for a lot of these games. Do I want to do this? Let's not let you Magic Malik. How about that? How about them apples? Let's discard the Zombie that I just got. Because if your hand is shit, I want you to keep that hand to be shit. But yeah, I've been wanting to do that ever since I did that in, I want to say, Stairway to Destiny Duel I started doing. I've done that in like every one of these games that I've played, to be honest. Just try and create different decks every time. The problem is that the card pool is not super massive. You know, so there's only but so far that I can go. I just end up rehashing a lot of the same decks. Like, every game gets new cards, which is cool, but a lot of the times it just ends up being like very small adjustments, because these games sometimes came out just every year, right? And not that many cards came out in a year, especially in early Yu-Gi-Oh! That were really that groundbreaking. I don't think I want to tag that token with my Dark Elf, to be honest. Yeah, nothing that was really, you know, crazy or groundbreaking. Nothing that really moved the game along, right? Whereas like now you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Within 2 years, and it's like, or it's just a single year, and it's like very vastly different in terms of like the wide amounts of support that's received in a year. So it makes it kind of difficult for me to try, and each video I think was the plan to come up with like different decks, but I think now I'm just doing like each tier, which seems a little bit more reasonable. Like, granted, this game has a lot of good stuff in it. In terms of like stuff that you can, decks that you can build, because it is like at the very end of the life cycle for the game, and it's kind of when the game finally starts to, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! As a whole, right, finally starts to sort of like become a game. Oh, it just reduces my attack. Wow, okay. Do I even want to bother? I mean, I'd rather it not be on the field, to be honest. There we go. If you used another one, I would have lolled so hard. I know it's going to lower my attack by 5, but I would rather it just not be on the field. Yeah, so this is when Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually started to become, like, actually, like, playable. There were actual combos. There were, like, things going on, right? Whereas, like, it wasn't just always just set pass, tribute Blue Eyes, good luck. Oh, you have Dark Hole, well, I guess I'll scoop. There's like actual like stuff going on, right? Like, the game's actually forming to be like an actual game now, which is pretty cool. And this is the last end of that, but after this, we get into the GX era, which things kind of open up and kind of don't, because we start getting a lot of like different types of cards, and archetypes start forming and stuff. But as we all know, the early GX archetypes were not very good. For the most part, like, there were some stands out, like Cyber Dragons were okay, but like heroes were really bad. A lot of them were like barely supported, like, you know, Voids and stuff like that. So it's a very awkward little time. Towards the end, things, you know, once again, getting a lot higher and like more towards like an actual game, right? Just because of the fact that you start getting things like Dark Arm Dragon and not Black Wings, but Light Sworns. Like, you know, you start getting like actual decks towards the end of that. And then in, you know, 5D starts out, and that's when like Yu-Gi-Oh! Becomes like peak Yu-Gi-Oh! More or less, where like everything is like an actual viable, or I shouldn't say viable, but everything actually kind of like does something. Where are my Maju Garrets? For the love of God. There we go. Good lord. Like, everything like does stuff. Like, there's just no decks which are just kind of like slouchy decks, right? But which we should be getting to pretty soon. I'll try and see if I can just play through this. There are a couple of games I skipped over. Well, maybe not too many. The main thing that I skipped over was Yu-Gi-Oh! 2004. Because that didn't really add a lot. I didn't really like the UI too much. I've talked about it a bit. I think it was 2004. Because, yeah, I think Charles O'Doyle was 2005. and Stairway is actually 2003 technically. Internal's 2002, I think. But I completely lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, there's not really a lot of mobile games, or sorry, handheld games that I really skipped out on, you know, not counting the Tag Force stuff, 'cause that's a whole beast on its own. But there's just not a lot of games that we've, you know, skipped from this era, so I think I just about have everything. This, I think, is only the original attack, so if I can't tribute Maju Garys for another Maju Gary, it's just not going to give me something good. So I'm just going to attack into this, probably, Dark Ruler Hades there, and pass turn until we get something. We're just, fortunately, on a top deck war here. But, yeah, I think I can safely skip on and now start going to, like, the DS era, which is going to be really fun. There's a lot of games that we'll want to play there, especially because they're, like, more story-driven. We have a lot of these games here which are more arcadey, which, you know, isn't really too bad, especially given the time. It definitely worked out. But we get a lot more, like, story-focused and story-driven games, a lot more fleshed-out games on the DS, which is really cool. And I think maybe after the DS, maybe we'll go into Tag Force. I don't know what to do for Tag Force. Tag Force is a weird game. I've played them a bit, and I don't know how I feel about how they function as, like, Yu-Gi-Oh simulators. Because I don't know, I just felt really confused and grindy about it. I don't know. But I'll have to give it another shot. I think it's just because I played the early ones. I think later on they get some quality of life and they become pretty good. But we'll figure that when we get that. I know that's like one of the main things that I feel like every I was gonna say Let's Player, but like anyone who plays, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh games pretty regularly has played Tag Force. I feel like that's the go-to. If it's not Tag Force, it's that other game on the consoles, the newer consoles. I don't remember the name, but that goes up to like Reigns and stuff. Usually everyone plays through a story mode of that, which we'll get to someday, I guess. But for now, we're just gonna wipe the floor with Goblin King here. Try to do these 2 out of 3, I think, or just 2 matches, I guess, because I didn't even try to get to Jama Yellow here for here. But yeah, till next time, take care of yourselves and each other, and have yourselves a damn good one.